Hey everyone, it's the Life Doctor here, and I just wanted to talk with you guys really briefly about something that I've been thinking about and doing research on, recently. So, as many of you know, if you've been following me on YouTube or on Facebook, you know that I'm going to be homeschooling my kids in the fall, and I'm really, really excited about it. Um, but because I am not an experienced homeschooling mom, I have a lot of questions and I have some concerns, and I just want to make sure that I do everything that's going to be in the best interest of my kids, including their socialization. And so, socialization is like a huge thing apparently with regard to homeschooling. And I know that prior to me even considering becoming a homeschooling mom, and I'm talking about years and years ago, like when I was in college, I had this negative attitude or this negative thought process where homeschooling was concerned. And I think it was based on my preconceived notions that homeschooled children just were not socialized. They were weird, they were socially inept, they didn't know how to talk to people, etc. And, this was based on limited information on my part. So it was based on ignorance, quite frankly. And then as I got a little bit older, I met only a few people personally who I knew were homeschooled. And unfortunately, maybe one or two of those individuals did seem to be socially awkward or limited in their mental scope, not in terms of intelligence, but in terms of like worldview and things like that. And so that again kind of reinforced the negative thoughts that I already had about homeschooling and socialization. So that wasn't good. But now that I'm a mom and I have my own kids and I have done my own research and I've been in contact with many more people that have been homeschooled and in contact with homeschooling moms, it's like my perspective is totally changed. Now, of course, I still think that it's important to be on top of every aspect of educating children, including socialization, because that is a very important aspect of it. It's just that my perspective has changed. And so, I want to know what your thoughts are, particularly if you are um, not just a homeschooling parent, but you've been a parent where you sent your kids to traditional school, and then you're now a homeschooling parent. So you have kind of both perspectives. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on socialization and its importance, or just what the huge deal is that the world seems to be making of this. But in my research, it seems to me that homeschooled children, or the opportunities for socialization for homeschooled children, I'll say that, is far beyond the opportunities for traditionally schooled children. Now, I'm not making this video to knock traditionally educated children at all. Um, But again, in my research, it seems to me that there's a plethora of opportunity for homeschooled children to be socialized. I mean, there's a gazillion outlets and things to do where, co-ops are concerned, meetup groups, different activities. And because homeschooling can be as structured or as flexible as the parent makes it, then you have opportunities to plug in these other extracurricular things and kind of meld it together with the whole education process. And so, in my way of thinking, when that happens, that is true socialization, because that kind of socialization is more representative of like the world. So, in a classroom setting, for example, like when I was in school with people my age. So when I was in the fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, etc., I was in school with people that were the same age for fourth grade, sixth, fifth grade, sixth grade, etc., and all through the entire process. Only in college and in grad school do you get much of a variation, or any kind of variation, because of course you can have non-traditional college students, or older grad students. So there's a little bit of a mix up in terms of the age group. But when you're in elementary school and high school, for the most part, you are going to be with all 5-year olds, or all 6-year olds, or all 7-year olds, and that kind of thing. And on one level, that's okay, but to a certain extent, I don't think that that's what I really want for my kids. Because do I really want my kids to be socializing with just people their own age. Like, that's not the example that I want them to be gleaning from. Now, of course, as parents, we try to unschool and condition and train their hearts for Christ and do all the things that we need to do at home to kind of ward off any negativities that they're going to encounter in the world and at school. But to me, it seems more balanced if my children are to be socialized with a number of different people from different age groups, different settings, and that kind of thing, so that when my children interact with adults, they know how to speak to adults, and they know that how you speak to an adult is not necessarily the same that you speak to your friend who's your same age. Um, so anyway, so those are my thoughts, and I'm really, really excited to try out different meetup groups. And I don't know that I'm going to necessarily join a co-op, because here's the other thing that I found. Because there are so many opportunities and so many things that you can do to socialize your kids when you're homeschooling, I don't want to do too much. And I don't want to overwhelm them or overwhelm myself with so many things outside of the home that we're not even home schooling. Like, we're like outside of the home more than we're in a home. Like, I want this to be a family thing. I want this to be fun. I want my kids to love learning, and I want them to be socialized, but I want it to be balanced. So, I'm in the process now where I'm kind of thinking about what I'm going to do. So, I've completely constructed a tailor-made curriculum for my kids, for both of my kids. And along with that, I've plugged in, field trips that they're going to be going on monthly, and, music classes here and there, and different read-alongs and things like that in the library. Um, I just don't want to do too much, because my daughter will be 2, my son will be 5. And again, even though socialization is important, I think their characters being shaped for Christ is the most important thing, and that's going to happen in the home. And so, again, I just want to hear your thoughts on this topic, especially if you are a seasoned homeschooling parent and you have both perspectives, where you have already sent your kids to school, but then you pulled them out and you decided to homeschool, because I really want to hear both sides from someone that's kind of been there, done that. So, anyway, this is the Life Doctor, and I am looking forward to reading your comments and hearing about your opinions on this issue. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.